The knocking started at 2:17 a.m. Mara knew the time because she hadn't been sleeping. She'd been lying in bed, watching the red digits of her alarm clock burn through the dark, listening to her old house settle and breathe. It was a sound she'd grown used to since moving into the crumbling Victorian at the edge of town. The first knock was soft, polite, 3 taps, from inside the wall. She froze, her eyes flicking to the bedroom door. The sound hadn't come from there. It had come from the wall behind her bed, the one that faced the narrow gap between her house and the abandoned one next door. She held her breath. Silence. Then 3 more taps, slightly louder. Knock, knock, knock. Her mouth went dry. Old houses made noises, she told herself. Pipes, rodents, wood expanding in the cold. But pipes didn't knock in patterns. She slid out of bed, every movement deliberate, and pressed her ear to the wallpaper. It was cold, faintly damp. For a long moment, nothing. Then, right against her ear, knock, knock, knock. And she screamed and stumbled back, heart slamming into her ribs. The sound had been so close, it felt like knuckles brushing her skin from the other side. Her phone. She needed her phone. She grabbed it from the nightstand and turned on the flashlight, sweeping the beam across the wall. The wallpaper was peeling in one corner, floral patterns curling away like dead skin. Another knock. Slower this time. Knock, knock, knock. It was moving. The sound traveled downward, inside the wall, as if something was crawling between the studs, dragging its knuckles along the wood. Her breath hitched. "Hello?" she whispered, hating herself for saying it. The knocking stopped. Silence pressed in so heavily it made her ears ring. Then, from inside the wall, something whispered back. "Hello." The voice was faint and papery, like dry leaves scraping together. It wasn't loud enough to be heard normally. It was loud enough to be felt, vibrating through the plaster and into her bones. Her stomach dropped. "That's not funny," she croaked, though no one was there to joke.